Channel 4 News Team. Good morning, Napa Valley. I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
We are here to show you some special clips about the liberation of women during the time of the Berkeley riots. The women's liberation movement was sparked by the men's return from war. All the jobs that had been done by women during the war were now taken back by the men, and the women were left to be nurses, teachers, and secretaries. Now for a special interview.
Hello, Whitney Sawney. I'm Rick Johnson, and I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about the main points in your article about women from the 60s.
Yes, of course. I would love to spread awareness and clarify any questions you have. Where would you like to begin?
My first question, what was the life like for women in the 1960s?
Well, imagine the life of a woman before the 1960s. Her life had been difficult, denied basic rights, trapped in the home her entire life, and discriminated against in the workplace. Then, the 1960s came along, and the thought that women could have a say in government, that they could perhaps leave the home without feeling guilty about their children, and they could receive a job and earn wages like men.
Okay.
But this didn't happen.
Second question, what was something that helped women pursue these changes?
The women's liberation movement of the 1960s helped all these changes to come about. Some extremist women made a freedom trash can and filled it with representations of women trapped in the home. They threw objects like heels, bras, girdles, hair curlers, and magazines like Cosmo, Playboy, and Ladies' Home Journal in it. Since denied basic rights in most aspects of society, from political rights to reproductive rights, women in the United States fought vigorously for equality. They fought for their rights not to be symbolized as sex objects.
Another question, when did men start to think of women as equals?
It took time for men to start to think of women as equals, and not just the second sex. Unfortunately, these changes took a long time in coming because women were thought to be feminist militants if they wanted any type of change in society, and called communists and men haters if they had anything to do with the liberation movements. And still, some men don't treat women as equals.
Were there any setbacks that prevented women from establishing higher paying jobs in the workplace?
One major setback that women faced in the 1960s was that as men realized that what women were trying to do, some did as much as they could to keep fully qualified women out of their workplaces.
Men took advantage of women as secretaries and basically treated them like slaves. They couldn't even hold their own phones.
Secretary, go get my papers from the printer.
Here you go, as you asked.
Call Michael to dial it for me. Yeah, hold it. Keep holding it. Secretary, go get me coffee and don't make it dark like last time.
Yes, sir.
This is really shitty. Go make it again.
I'm sorry.
Why are you still here? Leave. Go do your job. Secretary, go answer that.
Hello? They want to speak to you.
Yeah, this is he. I don't care about your problems, okay, right now? I'm trying to do my work. No. Oh my God, Secretary, just hang up. Hang up.
Is that all?
Yeah, just... No, go get me papers from the printer. I asked you like 5 times already. Come here.
I have a name.
Do you want to earn extra pay? Go get it. Open the door for me.
Yes, sir. Because your hands are so full.
See you after hours.
Us men grew up thinking of women as possessions and that we were superior to them. Men did not think that women belonged anywhere else beside below us. We were taught from a young age to disregard them.
Okay, guys, so in life, there are men and women.
Yes.
Okay? Women, it's a basic pyramid. Women are at the bottom of the pyramid.
That's right.
Men are at the top.
Eastern Airlines presents The Losers.
She's awkward. Not very friendly. But she's too young. She bites nails. She wears glasses. Honey, no, the other, she's married. Well,
Now for a first-hand account displaying the effects of sexual discrimination in the workforce.
Tell me about your experiences being a young woman in the 60s.
Things were changing left and right. 5 years earlier, I was being told by my mother and father that I better start looking for a husband because there was no way I was going to get a job. I was going to be a mother and a wife and nothing else. And I was prepared. Then all of a sudden, like a light bulb went to the brains of the government. Kennedy established the Commission on the Status of Women, and although it wasn't perfect, it was a step in the right direction. I knew I still wanted to get married, and I did, but my husband and I were able to wait to have children because contraception was accessible for married women. I started working as a secretary for the president of an upcoming corporation in 1965. By the next year, I was done. I was looked at as an object, only there to be a servant to the man in charge. I was fed up. Circumstances like this make one want to retreat back to the old ways of life. After I got fired from refusing to pick up my boss's dirty napkin he threw on the ground, I couldn't find another job. When I would question about wages and conditions, I would be turned away right there and then. The torture I endured as a secretary made me very cautious of any other job I chose, and since women were still treated with so much disrespect, I never got another job. I stayed home, raised my 5 children, and often wrote letters to Kennedy expressing my disappointment in the government's failed appreciation as women as equals. I became involved in the Berkeley riots by getting together with friends and rallying in the streets. It wasn't much, but it was something, and every little something counts.
In Berkeley, the women became so frustrated with how they were treated and viewed. They wanted to break the stereotype through ways of liberation. They were sick of being seen as sex icons and wanted to be able to get higher paying jobs. What it was like for women during the Berkeley riots.
You stay classy, Napa Valley.